Okay, hello everyone. I'm taking a little bit of a test game here with an Esper deck here that was originally piloted by Nick Cowden some months ago during the summer. Um, Again, this is gonna be a couple. Just gonna be a couple test games here to see if we can see how I like the feel of this deck. Try and maybe run it through a league. So I've been looking for an Esper deck to play, and so far I have not settled on one that I'm in love with. Um, so I like things I like about this one, and again there'll be a deck tech to come. Oh shoot, I wanted to up there. No, oh, okay. So there'll be a deck tech to come, and so since we flubbed that, we're just gonna keep up this spell snare instead. Try and stop anything scary they want to do. Because he sticks close to the Wafotapa kind of philosophy of deck building, where he's got a lot of plays cards like Think Twice, and of course he's got his Esper Charms, so I'm going to leave this up just so we have access to the Mana Leak just in case we need it, because Blood Moon, if they catch it with a Blood Moon here, it's pretty lights out. Although I assume that this is some sort of Valakut, again assuming that it's a real deck, but we'll see. Okay, I guess it's not a real deck. Enters the battlefield or attacks me, exile target creature card. Okay, it's like a Scavenging Ooze that attacks. Alright. So, doesn't look like we're up against an actual modern deck, but still want to just kind of get a feel for how this deck plays out, you know, before I go running something through a league. So yeah, we play the Think Twices, we play the Esper Charms, and those are, in my opinion, the fun cards to run when you're in Esper colors. Another thing I've been considering was just going all the way back to the very beginning and running the original kind of Wafotapa build of Esper, because that of course is what I used to play. I like the fact that the deck operates almost entirely at instant speed. Okay, until end of turn. All right. I like the fact that the deck operates at almost entirely instant speed, and uses White Sun Zenith as its win condition. So this deck does not have White Sun Zenith. It does, however, have a copy of Secure the Wastes, which is another pretty good card / win condition. So, all right. So we are getting scavenged here. Getting scavenged pretty good. So I have half of a mind to take a hit for 3 here and see if we draw a sweeper next turn. Because even if we draw a cryptic, I think I'm going to do that because I'd rather get the 2 for 1 here. Because something tells me that this deck is just, my goodness, this deck is just a bunch of beefy green beaters. So if we can get our 2 for 1, that'd be great. And I assume they're also kind of stuck on lands a little bit, it looks like. So I really don't want to give them a land here. Okay. Okay, so speaking of lands, so there is a small chance here that I might take 6 and just plan to draw 2 with this Esper Charm. That's probably getting a little reckless. So let's see what our opponent does here. Xenagos. Oh my goodness. Okay. Alright, so I guess the plan now is to path 2 of these guys, I guess. Well, opponents had a change of heart. That is very interesting. I guess they think they're playing around a possible settle the wreckage, but that's not how you do it, I don't think. So we're going to grab a second black source here. Will not pay 2 life. We're going to go ahead and draw 2 cards. It's been a very, very long time since I've cast this card, and it feels really good. Especially with the opt. It's Fairy's powerful dude. But he's not a sweeper. I will not throw away an answer to this Xenagos, though. I think that's a little foolish, perhaps. Okay, so there's a Secure the Wastes. Alright, we'll just pass the turn, path a couple dudes, keep treading water here. So, our opponent not attacking with anything last night, last turn was very strange. Where X is the number of creatures you control. Alright, well, why don't we go ahead and sweep the rug out from our opponent here. At least for the turn. Obviously this will kind of power him up next turn, but maybe we can draw into an answer. We can also fly in and hit his Xenagos with Colonnade next turn. So we might just spend a turn to do that if our opponent doesn't do anything too terrifying. So he's going to pull out like a Polukranos or something. Alright, other dinosaurs you have haste. When it enters the battlefield, create a token with trample. Okay, so we're pretty behind here. We need one of our sweepers very badly. It actually looks like we're probably going to have to use this Secure the Waste as a fog next turn, if we don't draw a sweeper, which we do not. Okay. Fog it is then. Okay, so this does have trample, but we'll figure it out. Alternatively, we take 5 and draw a bunch of cards with Sphinx's Rev. Which, depending on what this is, that might be the play. Can't be countered. Okay, Carnage Tyrant. This spell can't be countered. Trample, Hexproof. Sure. Other dinosaurs you control have haste. Can't be countered. Has haste. So it appears as though Sphinx's Revelation is no longer out. Go to 14, right? This has haste. Okay. So let's see here. So between this and this, that's just enough to kill us. And those are the big ones. So if we gain... Yeah, we're just dead. Gain 4 negates 1 attack. just take too much damage, so I guess we secure here. Secure for 6. Get some tokens. So we're going to drop to an extremely low life total. We need to block a couple of these, a couple damage here. We'll tell you what, let's bring this guy back. Okay. Bring this guy back. So we're going to take this damage regardless, so we might as well kill this. And then block the 2 here. So we'll have 3 life to work with on our next turn. And yeah, we just need a sweeper. So and we've got lots of them in the deck. Path to Exile is not going to do it, I don't think. Cannot. Let's see. Play to Fairy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Untap 2 lands. I mean, if we play to Fairy and hit exactly Cryptic Command, we can get another turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Let's draw. Okay. Go to the next game. So this will come in. Engineered Explosives will definitely come in. Baneslayer will come in. What is no good here? So negates seems okay. Fatal Push seems like it's not where we want to be. It tags that one little dude that we saw, but other than and tokens, I guess. But if we gotta cut something, I think those are going to be some of the ones to go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sweepers in the deck now. Plus Baneslayer, she can do some work here. Alright. Go ahead and run this back and see if we can overtake red-green dinosaurs. Yep. Go ahead and play. So this hand doesn't do a whole heck of a lot, but we have these Think Twices to start churning through our deck. We have an Engineered Explosives. We'll go ahead and keep it. Again, just trying to get a feel for the deck here. So play out our Colonnade. Alright. That'll come in handy here, no doubt. Hopefully we can draw into a land. Think twice on our opponent's end step. Okay, so our opponent does have 2 drops. Kind of. Okay. Logic Knot. Cryptic Command. Okay, so since we're in this position, alright, so let me think about this. Worst case scenario, our opponent plays land, and then plays a Xenagos. I think we just need to try and hit a land, which we did. So we'll pay 2 life, And we'll pass the turn. Okay. Maybe Fatal Push is a little better, but we got the Wrath of God. So we'll just pass the turn here, holding up this Logic Knot. And if we don't have the Logic Knot, we'll just flash back. Think twice, hopefully hit a land, and then sweep up this board here. My goodness. All the mana dorks at our opponent's disposal. Nothing. Okay. Ooh. Alright. Yep. I think we're going to use the Verdict here, because I can't imagine that the Uncounterable clause is going to come up in this matchup, but the non-regeneration clause might, depending on what our opponent's got over there. Okay, Sphinx's Revelation. Could play out an EE, but I really don't know what I want to set it on. I guess we'll just pass the turn, discarding the Logic Knot. Okay. So I don't want to... I really want to hit a land, but I don't want to think twice for it. Okay, sweet. Because I don't want to have to discard again, so we're going to let that think twice sit for a turn. If our opponent plays one of those scavenger things, maybe we'll get rid of it. Regisaur Alpha as haste. Yeah, I don't think so. Perfect. Awesome, now the lands are rolling in. So we'll go ahead and we'll keep that up. So I'm probably want to turn that into a color if we can. I guess it doesn't matter, we can just tap it. And then untap it later, because Teferi's a pretty cool guy. Another Cryptic, sweet. So we're going to go ahead and untap Colonnade land, in case we have to path something. And if we don't, we'll just get rid of one of his duels over there. Can't be countered. Hexproof Trample, sure. Fortunately, we have an answer for the Carnage Tyrant. And if they want to get a forest here and play out like a Birds of Paradise or something, well, that's fine. We'll just wrath that too. I think we'll get a second black source here. Deck doesn't use a whole lot of black, but so let's see. Probably gonna wrath anyway. So let's go ahead and just draw a negate. Okay. So I'm gonna wrath here over settle, just in case he's got another one of those haste things, or maybe now that I think about it, maybe that was an argument to do the opposite, to see if they would play out that 2-for-1 creature. Okay, so there we go. It looks like we got that one. Do I want to change anything for being on the draw? I kind of like Fatal Push for his mana dorks, but maybe cut a negate and cut a search for a little more removal. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Alright, let's try that. Alright, so opponent's not feeling it. This is obviously a mulligan. So we'll go ahead and go back to the play lobby. I think I'm just gonna bounce around in here for a little bit, play some games, and just just record them. Why not? You know. Like I said, I don't know. I usually like to try and record my leagues on a weekend. Just kind of not feeling particularly drawn to a deck for this weekend. So yeah, I think we can make this work. We are on the draw. Yes. All right. A little awkward with the Fatal Push. We'll see what our opponent does, see how important it is to have that or not. Alright. Looks like we can cleanly just grab a Hallowed Fountain with this. Opponent's fetching on our enter combat step here. Godless Shrine, okay. Okay, so Collective Brutality here maybe, or a Bitter Blossom or something. If it's a Bitter Blossom, we're in a little bit of trouble, but I guess we can Esper Charm it eventually. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're in it now, ladies and gentlemen. We've hit the Saturday morning cartoons version of the league here, I think. So I have no idea what our opponent could have in that deck. So we'll just go ahead and make sure we have access to this negate in case they try and play something ridiculous. Wayward Servant. Man, that guy's lost. But if they have no other play, that's pretty good for us here. I'd love to be able to freely just grab a Watery Grave and then play. I guess I'll probably shock in a Godless Shrine, maybe. No, we'll just play the Field of Ruin. Oh man. Menace. Target creature you control. Whenever another zombie you control dies. Alright, so if I'm reading this correctly, our opponent is killing their own creature. Sure. I might just actually fetch shock and kill this right now with the Fatal Push. Oh, okay. Oh, that is another creature. Do I want to Fatal Push that? Yeah, I think I do. Alternatively, I could let them play out a few more cards and then hit them with the old Supreme Verdict. Nah, I'm just going to do this. Okay, so we'll play this tapped. Keep up the think twice. I know they're probably not as fun to watch, but I certainly don't mind playing against some weirdo decks in the tournament practice room. Sometimes it's kind of interesting just to see what people come up with. Looks like we've been playing kind of two past decks of like recent standards here or something, but that's fine. People play the decks that they have access to, you know, that they like playing. So, oh man, what's happening? Our opponent has a response. Oh, okay, all right, that's fine. We'll just kill everything with Supreme Verdict. Wow, collected company zombies. Wow, I never would have seen that coming. Okay. You draw a cryptic command. We'll play this. Just take our 2-for-1 here and pack it up. Do need to kind of be aware of our life total though. We are dropping down pretty low from all this incidental zombie damage. So yep, here we go. And a Grave Crawler. Okay. So when a zombie enters the battlefield. Let's see here. So we've got a Snap Fatal Push available. Also like a Snap Verdict down the line here. So, yep, we'll just go ahead and pass the turn. Ideally, we can Snap Fatal Push Spell Snare something. Alright. So the name of the game now is just to keep our life total high. So we will block this. And then Fatal Push this. And hopefully we can deploy the Spell Snare yet. That would be ideal. Could also be another collected company. Sculler? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Colonnade. Cryptic command is unfortunately not online here, but we do have access to. Maybe we'll try and. Okay. And Toku Husk. So this is indeed a zombie, so he's going to get to play back his Grave Crawler. Alright, so it's looking like this. Esper Charm's going to draw us 2 cards here. Alternatively, we could have Esper Charm discarded on our opponent, which might have been a better play. It's important to know, I guess, to note, rather, that there are only, I think, 2 or 3 sweepers in this deck, in the main deck. Double lands, okay. Into more lands. Right, let's play this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. just tread some water here. Once again, just looking for a card here to help us catch up to what our opponent's doing. Logic Knot is not exactly what we're looking for. Double land off that Esper Charm was a little unfortunate. We really needed a card that would allow us to do something. So another Coco. Okay. Alright, so there's a snap. I think we're just going to snap Verdict here. This feels like a snap Verdict turn. Or, you know what? We could alternatively snap Esper Charm. Snap Esper Charm, use our Snapcaster to block. But we don't have a whole lot going on after that. So we'll snap Esper Charm. See if our opponent wants to respond to the Snapcaster trigger before we even choose the modes. It'll give us a little more information. Does not. Okay. So I'll have our opponent get rid of some cards here. They do have an instant. It's another. What could this be? Rally the Ancestors. Turn each card. Mana costs X or less. So yeah, that looks like it probably kills us. Wow, Rally the Ancestors zombies. I'm flabbergasted. So we'll delve 2 just out of principle. But it's good to know what we're up against here, so there's a double rally, okay. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to offer to trade with the Husk, because then if he wants the Husk to live, we'll have to get rid of his little dude here. Hopefully we can find a way to deal with the Husk in the meantime. Yep. It's fine. So we do need something good here. So we're going to think twice on the main phase. Just looking for a removal spell to deal with this thing. Settle the Wreckage. Not ideal, but alright. I don't think we can in good conscience pass that up. Then we can even think twice on our opponent's attack steps, see what they do, how they deploy, any cards they might have drawn. Yep, so there's that guy. Okay, so here's the attack. So we're going to think twice, leaving up the Godless Shrine. So give us access to both Path or Fatal Push. Okay. No good. Alright. Perfect. So now this way we'll get to answer both of these cards on our opponent's next turn. And there's an Esper Charm to help us refuel. Alright. So as long as they don't do anything super crazy, I think we should be alright. Okay. Looks like our opponent's going to... Oh, nope. Got the double pump ready. Negate and Colonnade. So our opponent's being pretty cagey here with what they're doing. So we'll just have to settle him. Just have to have our opponent settle down over there. Unfortunately, I do not have enough mana to flash back this other Think Twice, but another Husk. Okay. Alright. Do it all over again here. The Black Cat. That dies. Target opponent discards a card at random. Okay. Discards a card at random. Well, let's do this. I wonder which one we're gonna discard. Oh, I wonder. Okay. So let's field our opponent off color here. Hopefully. Might have a basic forest. And we'll get a swamp, I guess. And we'll flash back this Think Twice. Get to draw a card. Another Field Ruin. Okay, and another Flooded Strand. So, play out the Strand. I guess there's some sort of a possible world where our opponent plays a bunch of cards, does a bunch of stuff. But I think with this Sphinx's Revelation here, we should be in pretty good shape. So if they want to just play out this Gravecrawler a whole bunch, I mean, that's one way that they could possibly kill us. Okay. So how much life are we gaining for the record? So we're going to take 1, go to 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sure. Alright, so they might actually be able to overwhelm our... Okay, so I can pump to a 10-10, but we're about to gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 life from 2. So we're going to leave up, we're going to get an island here. And we're going to play this and leave up our done. Hope we draw a path or a, there we go, that'll work. Burp. Fatal Push is the other card I was thinking of, sorry. Just to finish my thought. Okay. Search for Azcanta. Alright, so let's play out this Flooded Strand. We only have 17 cards left in our library. And our Settle Wreckage is in the garbage can, so we are going to need to find a way to finish this game relatively quickly. It's just something worth noting. So let's kill off these two. And then pass the turn. Yeah, guess we'll counter the Lodge Knot, delving a whole bunch of stuff. So we're spending 2 mana. Yeah, sure, whatever. This game's just going on so long here. So we'll choose that spell. Blue. Opponent has 6 mana available, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Done. Doing this just to keep the board clear, because we can, basically. Second Gravecrawler. Alright, so I guess if that one resolves, then they get to just play all their other Gravecrawlers. So we'll opt. See what we can see. Path to Exile. Doesn't take care of the Gravecrawler problem, but not sure this deck plays a Detention Sphere or not, but we'll find out right here. I guess. Maybe. Mystic Gate into your graveyard. Yep. We want something better than that. Yep. We will transform and search for Azcanta. Well, there's a Snapcaster, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to... So we want to snap this Settle the Wreckage. Or, we're going to snap either the Settle the Wreckage... How many... Hold on. I need to find out how many Snapcasters this deck plays, because we're going to need that, 3 snaps. Okay. So we're going to need to snap that, Secure the Wastes, I think, to finish the game. Oh, maybe I didn't draw it yet. Okay. I thought I drew it. I guess I did not. So there's our land. Yeah, then we're just going to snap Settle. Come the Crawlers. Snapcaster Mage. Target. Settle the Wreckage. guys out of here. And we have an Azcanta activation up. Boy howdy. Guess we'll take the Cryptic Command. Any order. And we'll just pass. So since we do not have our Snapcaster for sorry, I'm speaking nonsense. Since we don't have our Settle the Wreckage, or yeah, Secure the Wastes. So this deck settles the wreckage and secures the wastes simultaneously sometimes. So I guess I should have played a land. But we will find it eventually. Maybe we don't even need it, but sure. Teferi into Teferi. There it is. Alright, so we're just gonna attack the Snapcaster and plan to, on their end step, secure for however many we need to. And that should put away the game. Untap a couple lands. Ooh, our opponent wants to do something. Collected Company. Nah. Tidal Sculler. Well, that's like a little obnoxious, but doesn't really matter, I don't think. Done. Opponent can take whatever they want. Okay, so there we go. That was the long slog there against the zombies deck. So we'll bring in that. We'll bring in the Rest in Peace. Bring in a Baneslayer. Bring in a Dispel. Bring in a Brutality. And Engineer Explosives. So we'll go down a few cards here. Spell Snare seems alright. We'll go down to the Mana Leak. I want to hold on to the Negates, I guess. I'm going to cut the Teferis, I think. Cut the Logic Knots. All the Wraths are good. Cut a Search. And cut both searches, whatever. We'll go totally off our own graveyard plan here. So how are we winning this game? We are winning with Baneslayer Angel or a big Secure the Wastes, I guess. Those are our only ways to win. Kind of like having whatever. Well, we have the rest in peace. Oh yeah. So a what's it called would be kind of bad here, huh? Yep. Nope. Okay. Go ahead. Get a Hallowed Fountain. No Pay the Life. Get down. Rest in peace. We've got an island here, so we can make sure to keep our cryptic command available. We'll get our cryptic commands online as soon as possible. I have no idea what kind of hate our opponent might bring in for our sideboard options. Do need a sweeper though. That is not a sweeper. So I'm half tempted. Well, no, secure for one's not gonna do it, but oh boy. I might just run out the Snapcaster, I guess. There we go. Ambush Viper. Tale as old as time here. Get rid of that thing. Alright, so we need a sweeper, like right now. That's not one. So let's play out this Delta. We will cryptic tap, like I guess anything that they try and do here. Again, because unfortunately, maybe this card just wasn't worth keeping this hand on the back of. So your opponent's going to go right to combat. Grab an island. Get him with the tap draw. It still just might not be good enough. Opponent has a really low to the ground start here. So I think we gotta play that and keep up the opt. So I can make 4 tokens and kill everything but his Wayward Servant or take additional damage elsewhere. So yeah, it's not great. It's not a sweeper either. Opponent's just going to keep adding to this already lethal board. Oh boy. This island, cast an opt. That's what we want. We shouldn't have any haste threats, so we're going to play this here. Unless they play like a Bloodghast or something that I didn't see in the first games. Alright, opponent's getting back on the board here. Lethal threat. Let's get the Field of Ruin. I think I'm going to field them right now. Get a black source. Awesome. They don't actually play any other cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we can start activating Colonnade as a blocker starting next turn. We will unfortunately have to... Okay, so they found their land anyway. So I'm going to opt to Path here. It does give them another land, but I don't think we can afford to. So let's see. If we secure for 3 here, they just have so much life. I think we're gonna have to. It does give us blockers though. We're gonna hold it. Fatal push. It's a good draw. No. Well, can't pay 2 life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands. We can start getting in with this. Although if they collected company. Let's see. Opponent has collected company, which they can't do right now, but if they untap collected company, we can secure the wastes. So, alright, I think we can get in a Colonnade hit here. Just got to start bringing our opponent's life total back down a little bit, or they're just going to be way too far out of reach for us to finish the game. We have shut off a good bit of their recursion, so we'll see if we can ride that out here. Oh, that's too bad. Alright, I think this does what we want it to do. 2 ways of wiping their board on turn 4, so just in case they do play the Sculler and manage to grab a card from us, we should be alright. You do have to catch up a bit on clock, but ooh, haven't seen him. Well, Gravecrawler, I guess. Okay. Is this that wandering dude here? Sure is. Okay, so there's a verdict. We're just gonna take the hit here, let them play out what they have to play out, and then get them with one of these. Yep. Yep, that's fine. I'll say though, but the damage between this and these fetch lands really adds up pretty quick. Just get rid of those. Once again, we'll prioritize the Supreme Verdict over the Wrath of God. just in case the regeneration clause becomes relevant. Alright, his end step will just double cash in this thing twice. Okay. Messenger's gonna be problematic. It's really like a path. Esper charm, okay. Alright. So here's the problem. Right here. This is the problem. So we play out Snap, Verdict, Messenger comes back, deals us 2, gets +1/+1, and then just kills us. If we kill the grave crawlers with engineered explosives, they can just play them again the next turn. It doesn't really get us anywhere, and they still have 2 cards in hand. We can't afford to take all that damage from the grave crawlers either, which they can once again just play again. So I'm wondering if try an Esper Charm into something, even if we Esper Charm into a path, we still take a hit for 5 and go to 1. They still have 2 cards in hand. So we can play out the EE. EE on 1, I guess. Play EE on 1. Let our opponent go to their next turn. Pop it. And take 4. Could also okay, we can also flash in the Snapcaster to block the Messenger. So this will reset the Messenger, prevent it from being able to hit us in combat. We'll still take the damage off of it, obviously, when it comes back on the battlefield. But now, we can Wrath of God next turn. Okay, yep, that's a worst case scenario. Yep. And another one, yep. Okay. Well, there's that path we needed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have enough mana to, in our opponent's draw step, So here's what we can do. We can Wrath of God, kill all this stuff. We're gonna discard a card at random. But there's not much we can do about that. So we'll do that. Get rid of all those things. Discard a card at random. Alright, the path. And then on our opponent's draw step, we'll have them discard 2 cards and hope for the best. It's not their whole hand, unfortunately. So if they have their rally, they just win. Yep. Alright. So there we go. There we go. That's the black-white zombies. Watch out for those in Modern. Get you every time. And we'll just run through one more here. And again, the purpose of this is just to kind of get a feel for how the deck functions. And also, we just want to see some wacky stuff here. Do you want to look? Oops. Do you want to look at this one more time? Okay. This looks like we are on the draw. This hand looks alright. I don't think we can ask for much better. We have a few spells here and some lands with which to cast them. Okay, so our opponent on dredge looking to nope. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, okay. Tectonic Edge. So they must I bet they play ooh. Okay. So let's play out this Delta. Thalia. Okay. So we are looking for our sweeper, of course. This Thalia is going to line up really good against what we're trying to do here. Plus this Tectonic Edge is going to be able to kind of keep us off our colors to an extent. So let's see. I'm going to play out planes here just so we can have the negate up just in case they go for like an Aether Vial or I don't know, who knows, they could be playing anything. So we're going to keep the negate up, long story short. But in the meantime, we will take some damage here. So this is getting pretty ugly, pretty quick here. We're gonna have to play out a land, and it's gonna end their tap no matter what we do. And this Tectonic Edge is gonna be able to get us now. Yep. Alright. Alright. So the path was a really good pickup. We are unfortunately at 8 life, however. So we can't make use of that this turn. So I think we're gonna path 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're obviously definitely dead to an attack here, so we have to do something. So we're gonna path, I think, this Thalia. My goodness. So I think we're dead to land destruction. We're dead to a Ghost Quarter, I think, almost no matter what. If we, assuming we can't draw. We're just going to path this one. Because she's just a menace. So we need to be able to either cast this this cryptic command next turn, or second Thalia. Thalia number 2. Yep. Alright. Okay. Tapping and drawing. Not a sweeper. Also not a sweeper. Okay. So I think this also just kind of highlights the issue I have with control decks in Modern right now that aren't running Terminus. Again, I know we talked in one of our other videos about playing some games with the 4-mana sweepers and seeing kind of where they're at. I just don't think they're just not in a good spot. They're not in a good spot. So what are we cutting here? So some of these bigger spells are nice, but they're might just take too long to get to. I think we'll cut 1 Cryptic, 1 Searchers, Canta. I like the Spell Snare. Cut it to Fairy. And a Logic Knot, because there's a good chance they bring in Vials. Or not bring in Vials, they have Vials. So we'll just give this a shot here. So if they have green in there, they might just have green for... Okay. This land's very land-light, so it's kind of vulnerable to their land disruption plan, but we are on the play, and we have this Mana Leak and this Negate that can potentially be fairly effective on the play. Then we also have this Baneslayer. Okay. So no Vial, that's good news for us. So no black mana yet, but that's okay. We're just gonna get this Fountain. Okay, alright. We'll Mana Leak anything they play. Doesn't matter what it is. We're just looking to trade a card, stretch us out here to where this Angel can come down. It's pretty cool planes. And again, they could just be running this. They might not even have green in their deck. They might just be running this for the card draw. perfectly reasonable. Right, what do you got, opponent? Rest in peace? I don't even think I care about that one. I guess I should have negated it, but yep. Then we draw the thing twice. I almost want to field their Horizon Campy right now, but I have the feeling we're gonna need that mana, so yeah. I should have negated the Rest in Peace, just because it would have allowed us to use our mana. And that that negate's probably not gonna have too many other targets in this match, I don't think. Alright, let's see what this is. Depending on what this is, we might, yeah, we'll have to see what this is before we can make a decision on what we're going to do. So the Arbiter. I think I'm going to fix my mana. And it's a small thing, but I guess I also should have. I always forget that they can't just tap this to draw a card. They have to pay one. So again, it's a small thing, but I should have got that one, because now this is going to give them an extra mana. So they might be able to play an additional threat this turn. Okay, so I'm going to try and make a land drop here. Which we did. And again, this negate is unfortunately looking pretty bad now. Definitely should have tagged the Rest in Peace. 3 mana for Nevermore. Alright. Oh, shoot. That's right. Oh, gosh. Yep. Completely forgot. Nah. What card do they even name here? Supreme Verdict, I guess? Path? Okay, sure. So is this just opponents can't play that card? Spells. Oh, sweet. So this Baneslayer Angel's gonna be looking pretty cool here in a minute. Considering our opponent just turned off their own Path to Exiles, if they have any. So again, I do want to run an Esper deck through a league, but my original thought was just to go back and get the last Esper list I was playing back when I was into those kind of decks in Modern, before I switched over just to kind of blue-white and run that. But again, the sweepers just aren't that great. But we'll see how it pans out. Now I guess they can get there. Oh, alright, just the same thing. Nope, either way, just looking for land so we can... Sadly, we pissed our one land away by flubbing up that. Ooh. Yeah, I don't really want to get hit by that, I don't think. So let's do that. It'll also prevent them from playing anything else, in theory, during their main phase here. Alternatively, I guess if there was any way we could have had some information into what was in their hand, we obviously would have let them play out the other Avenger. But, yep, we'll just do that. I will also get rid of the Rest in Peace. Oh boy, 4 mana, what is this? Archangel of Tithes. So untapped creatures can't attack you. Man. Yeah, these cards are feeling pretty bad right about now, but... So even once we play our Baneslayer Angel, creatures can't block unless our opponent plays 1. So we're gonna take 4 next turn. And then, man, so we kind of want a sweeper at this point, as opposed to another land. I was thinking about committing some more stuff to the board here. Sack's Clue as well. Nope, another Nevermore, okay. Cryptic Command, okay. We don't have the mana to cast that card anyway. Oh boy. Sphinx's Rep for 1 seems pretty bad. If we get a fetch land, need to remember to hold it in case we get something we can... So I think... I guess it doesn't really change the clock all that much, but I think I'll get rid of the... No, now that we have our graveyard unlocked, the Snapcaster has more potential. Let's have to take another hit here. Actually, no. I'm going to snap in the Snapcaster because if we draw a land, then we decide that we want to... in case we draw the land and we want to play the Baneslayer Angel, I want something to be able to block this since we have to wait like a whole nother turn before we can make use of our Baneslayer for a block. But I just can't. Okay, so that backfired like a little bit. became pretty awkward pretty quick. But again, I just wanted to give myself a little bit of flexibility here, just in case we didn't draw exactly a sweeper. So now we're just in it for a land here, and I'm sure our opponent just had creatures in hand that they were holding on to. So there's the Thalia. Yep, we just want a land. That's all we want. Not a non-fetch land. A non-fetch land is what we want. Just a nice basic land, you know, island. Yeah. Okay, that works. Alright. Flicker was awesome. So if our opponent's other card is also Flicker Wisp, okay. Jeez. Okay. So let's see here. What's the plan? Colonnade into the graveyard. So Colonnade doesn't do anything right now this turn. Path to Exile is turned off. Cryptic Command doesn't work either. So there's a very good chance that the last card in their hand is also a Flicker Wisp, and they're just going to play it, take this out, and then kill us in the air. If they're unable to do that, I do want this Colonnade. So we're just going to assume that their last card is not Flicker Wisp, and we're going to make some blockers with this Secure the Wastes. We just have to work under the assumption that I think that our Angel is going to be in play on this next turn, and that we will be able to kill some of their creatures with this, I think. Okay, so far that looks promising. So let's see here. I guess we secure. Make some tokens. Okay. Whew. Barely hung in there, stuck it out. Go ahead and just run it back. Yep. We'll just run it back. Better opponent won't name Path to Exile this time. Death and Taxes is always a really fun matchup for the control decks. I enjoy it. Lots of good interactive magic. All right, this hand looks fairly similar to our other one. It's got lands and spells. Don't like this in the opener, but alright, so our opponent has the Vial this game, so that's going to make things a bit more difficult for us. But they're also not pressuring us immediately, so there's trade-off, I guess. No turn 2 play either. But it does appear as though our opponent is drawing into the more dangerous side of their deck with this hand here. So Vial going up to 2 now means that they have a lot of tricks. Okay, so them tapping the Ghost Quarter is pretty good. So it is a 3-drop, so unfortunately won't be able to Fatal Push. Won't be able to Fatal Push that. So let's go ahead and opt. Path seems good. Okay, so here's the plan. When our opponent flashes it, if our opponent flashes in an Arbiter here, which I hope they do, we're gonna, okay, well, so we could get him by pathing the Thalia and then getting him with the Arbiter. But it looks as though, so I should have pathed this before, because now they can, before they put the counter on it, because now they can put a Flicker Wisp into play off of it. So that was a little bit of a misplay, and it does a first strike, so that plan won't work. So why don't we go ahead and attempt to path this. Again, I fully expect it to get eaten up here. Why the Flicker Wisp? No Flicker Wisp. Okay. Okay, so here comes a 3-drop. Mirran Crusader. Alright. Double strike. Pro black, pro green, pro green. So we're definitely taking a hit from the Crusader. Which isn't exactly where we want to be, but I'm going to take the 4 here. See our opponent taps. Okay, so there's the Arbiter. I'm going to keep mana up for when they Ghost Quarter us. So now, if I go for the Fatal Push on the Arbiter, there's still a real chance that we get Flicker Wisped here. But we're just going to go for it. Okay. So I'm not exactly sure what happens if we try and Field of Ruin their land, and their land's not there when the Field of Ruin tries to resolve, so we're not going to find out. I imagine that they lose their land, and their land gets to do what they wanted it to do, but I just get to be sad. So with that in mind, we're just gonna play it out like this. Now I want to see if I can get them to tap this Aether Vial. If they do, that's when we'll flash in the Snapcaster Mage and try and put a Okay, so there's the vial. Here's where we're going to pick our spot to get this Mirror Crusader off the table. It's very possible they have another one, but we just need to do this, I think. Okay, so it was a Flicker Wisp. Opponent's looking for a target. So we're going to flicker our Watery Grave. We don't have anything to do with it, so that's fine, I guess. Not ideal, but fine. So we only have one Angel in this build of the deck. And I would really, really not like it to get Path to Exiled. I would also really, really not like it to deploy it and then immediately have to sweep it. So what I might try and do, once we get our Water Grave back, might try to force the issue with a Secure the Wastes. This Flicker Wisp will put a pretty quick clock on us here. Although 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I like the idea of using Secure the Wastes defensively a lot more than I do offensively. All right, so this has got to be the Archangel of Tithes. So let me just cash in one of these. Yeah, see what we can hit off of a Think Twice. A Mana Leak, okay. So that's not going to do a whole lot for us. Oof. Alright. Well, the plan is clear now. Unfortunately, we are at such a low life total that another card, another flyer in hand will probably kill us next. Well, not probably. It will kill us next turn. Even if we do hit our Wrath effect. So I think our opponent probably has got the better of us here. Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. All right. Still need to be able to pay a mana in order to block with this, so that's important to remember. And if our opponent has too many more creatures to add to the board, we're just dead anyway. The vials there are pretty. Yeah, here's the path. Okay. Yep. Whew. All right. All right. We'll play one more with this Esper deck here. Is that their opponent from last game? ahead and be on the play. Alright. Just lead on the delta here. Since we don't have any of our white cards in play, we'll grab a Sunken Hollow. Okay, or we'll grab nothing. There we go. I did make one tweak to this deck that I forgot to mention at the beginning. I did replace 2 Surgical Extraction in this. Whoa, now. Alright. Did replace 2 Surgical Extraction in the sideboard with 2 Rest in Peace, just because I know graveyard decks are currently running amok. Each player draws a card, then discards a card. So I don't feel particularly threatened by that thing, but I also don't want our opponent to have it. So, Esper control fun police to the rescue here. Expedition art's pretty nice on that. Oh boy. Here we go. People really like these kind of decks in the tournament practice room, I find. I'm not sure what it is about it, but they really get their jollies from making people discard cards. Okay, the Burning Inquiry. All right. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and grab an island here. And surprise, opponent. Okay. So I think our plan here is hold up Cryptic Command, counter whatever they try and do, untap, and then I think we're just going to secure as soon as possible, preferably hitting one more land before we do so, and just put a clock on our opponent. What was that thing's power toughness? It is a 1/2. Okay. Each player discards their hand, then draws a card. Yeah, nope. Nope. Get it out of here. Perfect. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, just gonna Burning Inquiry us again. Alright, so goes our Preacher. Oh, baby. The Butcher of Truth. Alright, so our hand is looking increasingly unappealing. Hopefully we can cash in this Mana Leak this turn because it's quickly... oh, perfect. Because, yeah, Mana Leak's not going to have text soon. Okay, get rid of this. Get Fountain. I got the Shine. Seems okay. Not pay 2 life. Then we'll go ahead and cast this. Think twice. Another land. Alright. Land is good. Cryptic Command is good. Our opponent's down to 1 card in hand. So I think it's going to be Cryptic whatever thing they try and do. And then, I guess, snap secure next turn and just start running them down. Or if they do nothing, I guess we'll just try and snap secure now. No idea what they have in hand, but just gonna try and get some pressure on the board here. Excellent. Okay, so the next two draw card, discard card dorks they go for, we can answer with push and path to exile, and then we'll use cryptic on any of their more payoffy spells, like this. Okay. Yep, that guy is very dead. And again, I know I've mentioned it before, but I used to have one of these style decks. It wasn't in Grixis colors, it was just black-red back when I was pretty much exclusively just playing kitchen table Magic. And yeah, it was kind of the same stuff. Played one other card. It was like a Hellhound something or another. I can't remember if it dealt damage to the opponent whenever they discarded cards, or whether it just got bigger. Then you could obviously attack with it, but okay, yeah. So that's that. So yeah, I don't know. Not sure how I feel about this deck overall. I mean, there's something about it that didn't feel overly smooth. This is I hear Cowden Esper, Nick Cowden from the Blue White X mid-range control group on Facebook, did relatively well with this deck at a tournament somewhere over the summer, if I didn't mention that. And so I just thought we'd start here, maybe. This was the deck that I was kind of noodling around with a little bit before I decided just to play Nick Cowden's deck. This one was originally very close to the original Wafatopa Esper Draw Go deck, but I was just looking at it, like I said, it just didn't feel like it had what it takes to make it in the modern format right now. I just think that if you're not running Terminus, I don't know. Feels difficult to catch up in those games. Even just in the games we had here against like that zombies deck, or even that the Death and Taxes deck we played against, being able to kill all their creatures for a single mana or 2 mana if they're taxing you with Thalia, and then be able to keep up other interaction is really big right now. And also things not dying, especially in the zombie against that zombies deck. You know, the fact that everything was about when using their recursion engines to just grind you out. You know, using the graveyard. So if those zombies could have been put someplace else other than in that graveyard, it would have made our life a little bit more difficult for the opponent. So, and again, I do love Esper. I love it a lot. It is my favorite color combination, but I'm just not really. And again, it's not all about being competitive. We want to play decks that are fun. We want to play decks that we like, and all that. But at the same time, it's not that fun to just go into a league or whatever and get run over because you're trying to play Supreme Verdict and Wrath of God, and your opponent is spewing out hollow ones and killing you with blood ghasts and everything like that, you know, and you just can't deal with it. You can't keep up. So if I do, let's see. So for the Esper League we join, maybe I will try and run a different deck. I know I posted recently one match with the Esper Zur deck. That's more of kind of a mid-range deck. And again, not that I think this is competitive either, you know, or highly competitive or anything, but it is a lot of fun, and it doesn't bother with doesn't bother with sweepers and things like that for the most part, unless there's one on the sideboard. No, there's not. So again, this just has a totally different game plan, but it's probably also relatively ineffective against what the metagame is looking to do right now. If I did play this deck, I would definitely move a Rest in Peace, at least one Rest in Peace to the main deck. Probably shuffle around some of the Silver Bullet enchantments, and go from there. But this is another deck that's a lot of fun to play, but it does have plenty of matchups where it struggles. So there's obviously not a reason you have not seen it tearing up the top 8s here at recent GPs. But either way, so yeah, again, that was just a bunch of kind of an Esper deck against a bunch of nonsense here this morning. I just kind of wanted to sit down and play some casual Magic, yeah, it wasn't really strongly compelled by any one deck or anything like that. So let me know what you think. I'm going to try not to produce too much more content like this, you know, just kind of screwing around. I know that I want you guys to have an opportunity to learn, you know, and to hopefully be entertained and stuff. And so sometimes it's just like, okay, you know, this strategy or that strategy. Yeah, technically it's a modern legal deck, but at the same time, you know, there's not much benefit in playing it, let alone watching somebody else play against it. So I think that'll wrap it up for right now. But yeah, there's just another deck that I'm offering up for your perusal. So hope you have enjoyed, and we'll catch you again another time.